Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to TLR. So many fun topics today, including The Rock, Kim Kardashian, Britney Spears, and so much more. As always, your co-hosts here, Joey and Issa. What's going on, Issa? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I'm here with you. I'm so excited. I feel like I haven't seen you. We haven't I don't know. Feels like kind of forever.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on this week. It's been like a
Mm,
weird, crazy, busy week where I just feel like I don't have enough time to even text people, but
I get it.
it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday, and it feels like it's been a week.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. But yeah, see, Ricky's a happy Taco Tuesday. See, we're doing it. It's a
I
thing.
I don't do tacos, you guys. I
I
don't do
know.
tacos.
I know. I think just because I always introduce like the show, like, oh, happy Taco
No, you
Tuesday.
love your Taco Tuesday. I support you as your bestie. I just can't like support you by eating them with you, but I support you.
I get it. No, I appreciate you. I've missed you. I feel like we I started like over the last little while started like evaluating like friends. Like you always got to audit yourself and audit your friendships and stuff. And I started realizing like, man, Issa is so special. Like you don't
Joey.
you are one you become one of my like my good friends. It's crazy. Like not this. I
Likewise.
mean, we're about a year in now to our friendship, but like we traveled and like we collect. So I don't know. It's very
And
very
you get
weird.
me. You get me.
Yeah, I
My
get you.
circle of friends is becoming the older I get, the smaller it gets.
Yes.
But I'm proud of that because the people that I consider to be part of my circle, like I got them. And you know that you're in my
Yeah.
circle now. And you know I never like BS you. And I think that's like I
Yeah.
know that I'm not for everybody, but I think that if you can appreciate somebody that's just gonna tell you what they think, that's me,
Yeah.
and you get me, and that's like a part of it. Like when you sent me that video of like Jay Uso and Cody, I was like, that's literally so us because I feel like you kind of like
Yeah.
when I'm with you, I kind of like filter a little bit because I can just give Joey a look. And he knows exactly what I'm thinking. And
Yeah.
that's how I know I was like, oh, this guy's stuck for me for life because I could just be like hating right now, and all I have to do is
Yeah.
look at him, and Joey knows how to get me out of the situation. So no, I consider you a very close friend, and it was funny because I was talking to my family when I recently went to visit, and we were
Yeah.
talking about this show because my nephew's wife watches it here and there because it's not wrestling related. So she's like, "It's a one
Yeah.
show that I can understand what you're talking about," and I was telling her about how she couldn't believe that we didn't know each other prior to the show because
Yeah.
of our chemistry. And I was like, I think it's gotten better now that we're actually real
Yeah.
life friends. But she couldn't believe it. She's like, but you two are perfect. And I'm like, I know, I know.
Yep. BFF for life, right? That's what it
Yeah,
is. No, but it's crazy because like you said, as we get older, like you realize that you don't need that many friends. You just need a
at
small
all.
amount of really good friends. I heard somebody say something a few weeks ago, and it triggered my brain for some reason. They said like one of my oldest friends from like that I have like one of my oldest friends ever, and then she said like, oh, from college, and I'm like, one of your oldest friends is from like just a few years ago, like 5 years ago. Like
Yeah.
I have good like my friends today, 10 plus years already. Like
Hmm.
I think you and maybe a few others are like really good friends that I have that are like from recent years. Like
Yeah.
I have like long term friendships. Like that's crazy to me.
Well, I posted the other day on my story for one of my best friends, where it's like a lot of people talk about these friendships that they have since childhood. Like I
Yeah.
know this person my whole life, and nobody takes the time to talk about those friends that we make as adults, like the
Yeah.
real ones. And I think like there's like two different kinds of friendships that you make because I do have childhood friends that I love. I barely ever see them, but every time I see them, everything feels like we didn't miss a date. But it's
Yeah.
not the same as the friends that you make as you're going through certain
Yeah.
something in life and you're struggling, because once you make these childhood friends, life goes in different directions and everybody just like kind of starts living their own life.
Yeah.
So I think you have to appreciate all of your friendships. But I do. I didn't realize that me and my best friend have known each other, the one that I met in New York, for over
Yeah.
like almost 12 years now, because time just goes by so fast that I see
Yeah.
her as a newer friend. And when I started doing the math, I'm like, no, we're over a decade in, you know. But I don't have a lot of friends. And I think in my 20s, I had a huge circle, right? And I thought I was
Yep.
Miss Popularity. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't matter. There's
Yeah.
so many things that change. It's not just your outlook in like friendships. I think your outlook in life,
Your time.
it's expensive, what you spend your money on, what you
Yep.
it is so insane how everything changes. My shoe taste, that hasn't changed, but there's so many things like somebody sent me a TikTok yesterday. This
Yeah.
guy buying these two grapes, and one was like a 2.99 grape, and the other one was like an organic $10 grape, and they were like, it's the same. And I told my friend, I was like, yeah, I learned that after I got older. That it's like there's certain things that just buy the cheaper thing, you're getting the same thing, you
Yeah.
know. So many things change with age, and that's good. That just means you're getting wiser. I would hope not to be making the same mistakes I was making in my early 20s now, you know?
Mm. And a lot of people too, like they think that they use the excuse. I'm going to say it's an excuse, the excuse of time, as a reason to stay friends with somebody. Like, yeah, this person treats me like crap, but we've been friends forever. That's as you get older, you realize like, yeah, bye bye. You don't need that. Like
Yeah,
you start
or
to value yourself, but also your time.
your time. That's what I was gonna say, because I was like having I hope they don't watch, but I was having a conversation the other day where I was like, well, my life in Puerto Rico is a little bit lonelier than I thought, but not in a bad way, right? I'm
Yeah,
always busy, I'm always live, like I only have certain hours available. And because of the lifestyle that I live, I know that I'm not the let's have a drink at night, because that's when I'm working, right? So I have all
exactly.
day and you're working the 9 to 5. But I have learned that there was a couple of people that I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna live in Puerto Rico, we're gonna reconnect, we're gonna be BFFs again. And
Don't.
then it's like I reached that a couple of times and there's no return, or there's no okay, let's settle some plans in. And now I don't even try, because I'm like, okay, my time is valuable, and I try to make a meeting happen and it didn't happen. So you know what? It's all good. But you learn to value yourself and your time, because that was me. I'm like, if I reach out to you like 3+ time and I said, hey, let's plan something, and no plans get like put into place,
Yeah,
then I'm gonna assume, well, you have no interest in seeing me, and that's okay. You could have just told me that, so I wouldn't waste my time.
that's
But you're right.
crazy.
But you're right. You do start valuing your time a lot more. Where it's just like, because I try to like I will cancel a stream for a friend, right? Like let's just say that
Yeah,
if it's a friend I haven't seen in a long time, be like, hey, I'll take the night off so we can hang out. But
yeah.
hey, listen, we can have a whole freaking show about how many things you change and how many things you start prioritizing. And it's very hard to say, it's not selfish to say I'm prioritizing me right now. Like,
You
and you guys
realize that as
watching,
you get older, though, that's an age thing. Like the
yeah.
selfish word is a positive and negative.
If you don't value you, nobody else is gonna do it. And that is something that you have to understand, and you have to take the time to say, hey, I matter too, and I need to not make it about everybody, and I need to take a day to myself, and it's okay to do that. Like, you learn so many things, not just through
Yeah.
age, but you start realizing the importance of certain people and certain things. And yeah,
Mhm.
I met a lot of people through the internet as well, you
Yeah.
guys. I'm building a community over my YouTube channel that I absolutely adore. I met Joey through here, and
Yeah.
that's recent. And like, there's still a chance to meet people that you can connect for life.
Yeah.
But it is very important to value yourself, prioritize yourself, and ride with those that see your worth.
Yeah. And a lot of times too, you get that from your animals.
Oh yeah.
You get that from your dog, you get that from your cat. Like those are your best friends.
What's
Like,
your cat doing right now? Because Roman is saying in my shoe closet right now and it's triggering me.
so I don't even know where my cat is. Usually, so I just rearranged some things in my living room because
Yeah.
the heat is on now because it's starting to get cold.
Can't
So
relate.
I had to I had to move some of my plants away from the window. This is North America problems, okay?
I had a heat advisory today, and I was like,
Northern
why are we
America.
still doing this on late October? A heat advisory is my
Yeah.
weather alert I got on my phone today.
See, I live as if I live in Florida still.
Yeah.
I don't. I live in New Jersey. Uh, and I had to move some plants away from the window because
Oh
the
yeah.
cold will kill them.
Kill them.
So I had to like move. I have bigger like the bird of paradise. I have a huge bird of paradise in my apartment, so I had to like move it away a little bit. So I had to like rearrange things. So now my cat has a bench right in the sun, and
Oh, he
he's
loves
there.
that.
He loves the sun. He is a sunbather. It's a Florida cat. What can I say?
Yeah, Roman is now laying. I was organizing my shoe closet before we got started, and there's like a little empty space. I'm gonna take a picture of it later, and he's just laying on it. His little head is laying on my Bad Bunny shoes. Anyways.
Yeah. But on a sadder note, speaking of animals, that's kind of why I want to go here. I believe his name is Bobby the dog. Sad news, but honestly, I want to get your. We'll make it quick, but I want to get your thoughts on it. Bobby the dog passes away at 31 years old, the oldest dog to ever live. It's sad, but what a life, right?
I had so many mixed emotions when I saw those news because I was like, what a legend. And then I got excited because I was like, God, I hope my dog lasts 31 years. You know, I'm sorry. I don't know if people are as obsessed with their pets as I am, but I think about that a lot. I'm like, I hope nothing ever happens to my dog. I will freaking be in depression immediately, right? So you read things like that and you're like, man, I hope my dog lasts that long. But yeah, it is sad. But eventually, no, dogs are not meant, especially that it was a bigger dog, and bigger dogs usually don't have a long lifespan. So it makes you wonder, like, the love and the care that dog had to have, and the will to live. Like, that dog had a purpose, and I think 31 years is incredible. I did get a little sad, but at the same time, it's like you said, it's like, what a life. Like, let's just honor it and have hope that all of our doggies are gonna last a long time.
That dog is older than me. Like, the dog was born in 1992.
Shut up, Joey.
No, I'm just saying, like, I've been here for 30
years. You're flexing that you're only 30.
40 is the new 30, okay?
Agreed.
That's what I hear from everybody.
Agreed. But, I think I'm the first person that said that to you.
You might have been. But no, I think that, you know, having that's a crazy like thought. Like, oh, when was your dog born? 1992. Your dog was born when there was no iPhones. There was no, like, that's crazy. That is a crazy thought.
The crazier thought that I have with animals is, like, the other day somebody asked me, oh, how old is Roman? People always assume that Roman is still a puppy. Roman's going to be 6 in December.
I would never think. I would think he's like 2.
I know. So he has a baby face, you know. But people always think he's a puppy, and it's a size thing. Roman is very little. When people meet him in person, they also say he's a lot smaller than what I anticipated. So I couldn't help but to think, like, I still remember the day I got Roman. To me, Roman doesn't feel like he's been with me for that long. Until I think about it years-wise, I'm like, holy crap, Roman has been here for a while, you know? So I can't imagine what that must have felt like. 31 years. Like, that dog raised kids, maybe so grandkids. Like, you just don't know, like, everything that the dog is so, like, being a part of in the family. That's a family member right there.
When I got my first dog, I was 5 years old. He passed when I was 21. He was like 16 when he passed.
Baby, yeah.
And I thought, like, wow, like, my whole life, like, that dog was
a part of it.
And I was 16. 31? Like,
I can't imagine
that dog maybe can outlive its owners at that point. Like, how old? You don't, like, what if the owner was in their 30s when the 40s or 50s when they got that dog? You know?
I can imagine the void that they must feel in that family right now. You know, like, I know a lot of people say, oh, you go get another pet, or you don't, like, depending on how the person is handling it. But that has to be
that lives up to that.
And that has to be an irreplaceable one.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a good question too. You asked me how I feel about it. Here's a question for you. What do you think the best way to deal with a pet loss is? Do you get another pet immediately, or do you take your time to grieve before you get another one? I had this conversation with my dad when my dad is like, oh, if something happens to Roman, we're all gonna have to get you a Yorkie right away. And I was like, he's irreplaceable. Don't try to bring me another dog. So it's like funny because I'm like, I don't even know what I guess it will depend on how the person is grieving and what the person needs, right?
Yeah. So this topic in particular is very, very like a strong, I guess a strong one for me, because I've lost the dog in the last couple of years. And so when I lost my first dog, that was in 2014. And that was my first dog ever, only pet we ever had, family pet. And it was like, it was a weird void when he passed. But I remember we ended up getting 2 golden retriever puppies within like the first month of him passing. Because
Mhm.
it was very like, I still lived home at that time. I was still in college. And it was very, very quiet. Like my parents, you could see the void. It's like losing a child, you know?
Right.
So my mom wasn't, we weren't, my mom really was the one who wasn't sure. And without the push, I don't think she would have done it.
Mhm.
So we ended up getting a brother and sister golden retriever, brought them home, and it was like a bittersweet moment because it's like we've never had another animal in the house. So
Right.
you have that replacement feeling, but you're also like giving a new home, like the love that you would want to give the dog that passed.
Mhm.
You would now have other animals to give it to. So in a
Right.
way, you feel like you're helping, but you're also dealing with your grief, you know?
Right.
So it's a bittersweet thing, but again, I did the same thing back in 2021. One of my golden retrievers passed away. Weird freaking thing. She had a brain tumor at 7 years old. She was still a baby, and we waited maybe a couple months before we got a puppy
Mhm.
because my other golden retriever, like they were twins, they were never separated. Like you think like there's different situations that come up where you're like, do we do it? Do we not do it?
Yeah, I
For me, it's always been we get another animal and it helps.
on a case by case, I guess how the
Case
person's
by case, it's
grieving
subjective.
situation. Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
see the point.
Yep. But I don't know. I can't see myself never having an animal. That's how I
Yeah.
feel. Like I don't think I could ever live my life without an animal.
Right.
With having a family or not, it's just it's a need. It's your like it's almost like your own personal outlet. Like Roman is yours and you are his. So if you had someone else in the house or you had kids, you had other people living with you, you and Roman, that's you and that's a forever bond, you know?
Right.
You're
Yeah,
never gonna
no.
have that with anything else. That's
Yeah,
why,
but he's like my soul dog. I've had other
yeah,
dogs, but with Roman, it's like a whole different connection.
yeah. No, I can go on and on, but you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but 31 years for a dog is
Crazy.
insane, and that he's a legend. Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
absolutely. Let's get into some lighter or fun topics, I guess we could say. Let's talk about Kim Kardashian.
This one shocked me. I
Yeah.
like because it kind of went under the radar for me.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's because there's always so much stuff about them that
She's
it
been
just,
very quiet lately.
yeah, she has.
Very quiet.
There's a switch going on. And we've talked about it before where Courtney was the one in mom mode, more low key. And now it's switched where Kim is in mom mode, more low key. And we see Courtney everywhere because she's pregnant, she's with Travis Barker, and whatever the case may be.
Right.
But Kim Kardashian, her 43rd birthday bash, all red dress,
She looked beautiful.
sexy vampire is what they're saying. You know what? Like, you obviously know there's going to be people who are going to bash her, who are going to hate her.
Yeah.
The older you get, the harder it is to take care of yourself. And it doesn't get easier, so I would assume it gets harder. She looks great.
Yeah, she does.
And she's killing it. She's doing the mom thing. She's an entrepreneur. Like, if you hate Kim Kardashian, it's because you are jealous. That's what it has to be. Like, if you, you
I
know what I
don't
mean?
think at this point. I think on the beginning when people were like, "Oh, they're just famous for the tape or the reality show," maybe people had an argument years ago. But these women have gone on to do so much with their influence and their platforms and all the business that they created, and a lot of them have legitimate. Well, I don't know about Courtney, but a lot of them have legitimate business that have gone on to be successful. Like
Yeah.
like you have Kim. I think Skims is great. It's so hard to get though that I don't even try anymore. You have Kylie with her makeup. It's kind of weird because I feel like influencer makeup right now is in a downward. But for a period of time, Kylie Cosmetic was it. You had Chloe with Good American. Kendall has built her modeling career on her tequila. Like they all have legitimate business, but Kim is doing acting. She went to college. Like she did so much in addition to
Yeah.
just being Kim Kardashian. But I am very proud of just how quiet she, like I saw this article and I sent that to you and I was like, I couldn't believe that her birthday happened and it wasn't all over my timeline, all over socials. Like I
Yeah.
had to, when I was researching articles for today, that's how I came across that. I didn't come across it because I saw it everywhere, which shocked me because 10 years ago or less, you would see their birthday parties everywhere. You couldn't escape it. You know what I mean? So I was shocked. I'm like, wow, 43. She looks great for 43. Shout out to her for that. But what was really shocking to me was the fact that I didn't see it go viral like a typical Kim Kardashian birthday would.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, we're all adults. It's like, enjoy yourself, do your thing, enjoy it. And if you want to
Mm-hmm.
dress up and make it about you, I feel like your birthday is a day you can make about you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, that bare minimum.
yeah, right? Seriously.
But the place was very classy. I think you have seen the growth. We were just talking about things that you learn with age. I remember when they would rent a whole club and they would have DJs and people perform and it was like an
Yeah.
all night party. That wasn't what this was. And I put the link to the article on the chat. If people want to go check it out, I got it off TMC. But it was a nice, elegant rooftop party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with a few of her celebrity friends, not a lot, not all the kind of names that I was expecting, but it was just a very classy. The menu, I didn't understand half of it, to be honest with you. I was like, I don't even know what this food is. If I'm invited to this party, I just drink because
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm eating. 2 choices of dessert, but it was a very, very, very classy party.
No, I get it. But I will say before we continue, people, everybody in the chat or who's in the chat, please be respectful of everybody who is trying to enjoy the show or at least engaging in the chat and trying to enjoy the chat. Our chat is with us weekly and they do follow Issa and I other places. So if you can please be respectful. If not respectful, you obviously don't have to engage in the chat, but just be respectful of everybody else.
I see you're figuring out how to get rid of it. But regardless,
Yeah.
listen, we're too old for this. If you guys have beef outside of here, just keep it over there. We don't care.
Exactly.
See, this is what I mean. He said it the right way. I'm over here telling you, I don't care what you guys are fighting about. Just do it on your own platforms, all right?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to talk about Kim Kardashian's birthday party here, and that's more important.
Yeah, this is TLR. This is the Ludicrous report. Yes, Ludicrous is in the name, but that doesn't mean Ludicrous in the chat. That means Ludicrous for the content we provide.
Exactly.
But back to your scheduled programming. Kim Kardashian, I don't falter. Do what you want. It's your freaking birthday. You're 43. You look amazing. Flaunt your stuff. Whatever.
Did you see the outfits that the Kardashians wore? Because I think Kim's was my favorite, but Kendall showed up in this like leopard print skin tight dress. Also, I don't even understand how she's doing everything because I did see her attend the SNL post party with Bad Bunny, and then she shows up for Kim's birthday across the country. Like shout out to Kendall. She is living her best life.
Yeah. Let's jump over to the next topic. We might as well talk about it now. Bad Bunny. Sorry, Alexa, off. Today is the day.
What is she doing over there?
She heard her name from someone, so I don't know. Let's talk about Bad Bunny. Let's talk about Saturday Night Live. I watch Saturday Night Live all the time, or whenever it's on. It's one of my favorite shows to watch. But I specifically paid a little more attention to this one.
Wonder why.
For you, Isa. And I sent you the picture that I sent you. It was great.
He killed it.
I want to hear your thoughts. He brought in Mick Jagger, Lady
I
Gaga.
had
I
been
mean,
Mick Jagger hadn't been in SNL since like 2012.
yeah,
I couldn't believe it when he came. Like, I had to look like 3 times to make sure it was him. And the best part is that the skit that they were doing with the novela was so good that it didn't even care that it was Mick Jagger. Like, I was actually
yeah,
paying attention to the skit. And then afterwards, I was like, holy crap, that was Mick Jagger on a skit with SNL. Like, what?
yeah,
I had a watch along for my channel members only. So I watched it with people that are members of my channel because I didn't want to get. Well, I obviously I want to appreciate my members, but copyright claims because I know I was going to be singing and jamming. I thought he did a great job. He brought
yeah.
out Pedro Pascal. He brought out Mick
I love that
Jagger.
guy.
Lady Gaga introducing him. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a clip of him like in shock, hugging her after the fact. So I'm
Yeah,
not sure if he even knew that Lady Gaga was going to be there to introduce him just because of the reaction that he had. And
yeah,
he's been known to be a big Lady Gaga fan. Like, he's being open about that. So that must have been a big moment for him. I don't know if it's a surprise. I don't know. But the reaction that he had to finally meeting her and hugging her, like at the end after the credits,
yeah,
would tell you that he didn't know that she was gonna be there, which is it was sweet. I thought he enjoyed it. I haven't really seen a lot of criticism. Some
no,
people, I saw some person criticizing like that they did a lot of like Spanish things, and I was like, that's what made it so awesome for us, for some of
yeah.
us. You know, like
I don't
even
know how
when
you
he
can.
came out and mentioned Sábado Gigante, and like some people were like, oh, he needs to learn better English if he can host things. And I was like, no, the whole point of Bad Bunny career is not changing for anybody. And the
Yeah,
skits that he did in English, he did great. Like, I don't understand why these people have uh with him in his English, because he obviously speaks great English. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
yeah,
understand. Like, he was understand. Like, I understood him the whole time, but I really, really thought that he did an incredible job. I thought the special guests that he had were awesome. I like the little references and the little shades that he throw. Like, I'll never forget when the
yeah,
Grammys just put speaking in non-English and they like completely made that into a little
yeah.
bit of a skit speaking in a sexier language. I was like, I'm gonna start saying that every time I speak Spanish now. But yeah, I legitimately thought that he killed them, but it's been very hard for me to give my opinion because everybody knows that I'm biased. So I just
Yeah.
been kind of like taken in seeing all the positivity that people are saying about him. Like,
Yeah.
he's having an incredible week hosted SNL, his album number one. Like, he's like, I think all, because there's like a couple of skits, one skit on his album. So to all 21 songs that can chart are
Yeah.
chart on the Billboard 100. And that's insane to have 21 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 at a
Yeah.
time. Like, that's crazy.
You know what I enjoy about SNL, and you touched on it as well. Uh, when someone comes in to host SNL, musical guest is different. Hosting SNL, you're there the whole week. You're helping prepare the show. You're helping do all these things. Are we frozen here?
You're frozen.
I'm frozen. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
I don't know, but I see your pretty face all frozen.
You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. I just can't see you move. You might have to refresh.
I'll refresh. Yeah, you talked about Bad Bunny, SNL. I'll be back in a second.
If you guys in the chat watch Bad Bunny SNL, let me know what was your favorite skit. I enjoyed the Shrek one. I laugh at that. I thought the 8 Mile skit. I'm Joey. Now I'm Isa. I thought the 8 Mile skit was funny. The nuns. I really enjoyed most of them. Um, I think the least memorable one was the corporate one. The where he was like, "Oh, my kid's getting married." I think that one was the least memorable one for me, but the Shrek one was hilarious. The novela one, as somebody that grew up in a Hispanic household, was funny. Look at me. I have multiple personalities. The novela one was a lot of fun. And Mick Jagger coming in, Latina Jefferson or Latina Jackson, I don't even know how many names she had. That was like a lot of fun. And I thought the opening monologue was good. As far as the songs that he performed, I didn't think he was gonna go on un preview. Like, I thought he was gonna perform two of the newer songs because he released un preview ahead of time. But I do think that un preview is more television friendly, I guess, of a song. I'm glad that he performed Monaco. And I don't know where Joey is. Where is he? Maybe his internet froze up. I was excited that he performed Monaco. Let me just. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I am back.
I
Sorry,
was
guys.
about to like figure out how to not be on the split screen.
I don't know what happened. It might honestly, we had this issue before.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi is fine. It might be StreamYard again.
Hmm.
I don't know because we had that issue before. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways, I was just talking about like the memorable moments and all that.
Yeah. So what I was saying about Bad Bunny is that they're there. The host is there all week long, and they're helping not only obviously like practice the skits and prepare for the show, but they're part of the creative process as well. So of course you're going to get Spanish inspired, Latin inspired material because it's Bad Bunny.
Right.
You know, that's him. You know, you're not going to have Bad Bunny come out and do something that's not like anything related to him.
Right.
That's what's so special about SNL. They bring different hosts in every week, and they help make the show their show. You know?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite skit?
Yes, the Pedro the last one where Bad Bunny was dressed as like the grandma or something.
Oh,
Or
the ant.
The ant.
He was the mom. Yeah.
So when Pedro hosted the show a few months ago, he actually did that skit, the same one as that character. So I think this was just that skit did so well that they brought it back for the Bad Bunny skit.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, it was fantastic. I loved how at the beginning he acknowledged in his opening monologue the Spanish speaking part, like how like people were like
one of his
attacking
first,
him for
one of his first sentences, even before he went into that, was like he shut out people watching him in Puerto Rico because it's such a big deal that they aired it here live on Telemundo, which they never air Saturday Night Live here. You know what I mean? Like it's not a thing, but it was a big deal, and they were showing it here live as well. So it was cute that he shut it out. Everybody watching him here, and when that's what I mean when it's just like he speaks English. Like I don't understand why people are still going. Like the whole how does he communicate with Kendall? Like it was funny for 5 minutes. Not funny anymore. The guy is doing all these deals, talking to all these people, acting on a freaking movie with Brad Pitt. How do you think he did all that? And now because he's dating Kendall Jenner, now all of a sudden he doesn't communicate. Like I don't understand where the joke started, but it's just not funny anymore.
Yeah. No, it's that's what's so special about SNL. Like you can go on there and speak your mind. Like, and I love how everyone always addresses drama or different things that are going on. Like they come out and at the open mic night, you know, Brandy Rhodes did it best. Open mic night, go out there, speak your piece, and you know,
perform. The one thing that I actually like is that he didn't do any references to Kendall. I love how mysterious they're keeping that.
Yeah, you know what it is. There had to have been so many people watching the show to see if she was going to be a part of it. Or if there was going to be references, like, and
but outside of their gushy ad, they really just seem to just be there for each other without trying to be in each other's careers or things. Which, why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not? That's a perfect relationship. Actually, they're each successful in their own way.
Yeah, I love it. You know, it's nobody's business. Obviously, you're a celebrity, so it's going to become mainstream news.
Yeah,
but it's your relationship. You do with it what you want. It is what it is.
I thought they were going to try to throw a jab at him in one of the skits or mention a Kardashian or something, but they didn't.
No.
A couple of the cast from SNL, before we move on to the next topic, like gave him like a lot of really special shout outs on their Instagram story. And one of them said, hey, I can see why you're so successful at what you did because you pay so much attention to detail to make sure everything went the way that you did. And I love seeing that kind of acknowledgement because you never know how involved the artists are and how involved the writing team is. But based on what I heard and the things that I'm seeing, it sounds like he was very involved in the making of all the skits in this show.
Yeah. No, and again, that's what I said, makes it so special that, you know, that's why I personally enjoy SNL, because not only are they performing, they get to help create the show, and they're inspired. The show is inspired by their creative process. I don't know,
right?
Whatever, but no, I enjoyed it.
Me too.
But let's jump on to the next topic. let's talk about Britney Spears
Oh no, not again.
once again. This one's not so bad. I did see some stuff come out uh, regarding other things that are coming out in her book, but this one in particular, the one that you sent about the Notebook.
I saw the tape yesterday.
Really,
Yeah.
what'd you think? Well, before we jump into that, let's tell the audience what it is. So, Britney Spears essentially auditioned for the Notebook. Is that what it is?
Yeah, she was one of the last. It was down to her and two other girls. Her, Rachel McAdams, and somebody else.
Yeah, and she like was like hysterical with the audition, like reading it and partaking.
Yeah, the I can't believe you didn't see it. The audition was everywhere yesterday on social media.
Yeah.
It didn't. It the problem that people are having is Rachel McAdams did such a good job with the Notebook that it's very hard to picture anybody else playing it.
Yeah.
Right, especially after the fact, and we've seen it, and it's a lot of people's favorite. I think I only seen it once, to be honest with you. But it's too savvy for like, like I'm not into that kind of stuff. But I think that a lot of people just love the performance of the people that were in the movie so much that it's very hard for them to picture somebody else playing it. But I didn't think her audition tape was that bad. This was not during her acting era. Like she did Crossroads. It's not the best movie there is, but she was in that era where she was acting and doing all that. So
I loved that movie back in the day.
Crossroads?
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah. But
I don't know that it aged very well, but it was cute.
It didn't because like Britney never really like outside of that movie did she do any more acting?
No, but I mean, like some of the topics in the movie too, like are a lot more sensitive now, and there's just a lot of things that you go back. There's so many things that I finding like there's a couple of movies that age very well, and there's a couple of movies that you go back and watch, and you were like, how they get away with that back then, And I remember seeing somebody comment on how many things like a lot of the topics that are more sensitive now, but I didn't mind her acting, and I liked it when it came out. But I was a big Britney Spears fan as well. But the Notebook casting that Britney did, I don't think it was that bad. I just think that it's better that they casted Rachel McAdams because it's such a serious character, and I don't know that people would have been able to disconnect Britney from this character to really allow a full performance, even if she gave her all. I'm not saying she couldn't act. I'm just saying people are just going to see Britney Spears where you put back then Rachel McAdams was just getting started. She had a couple of movies to her name, but we didn't know who she really was. Exactly. And I think that makes you really appreciate the performance more when you put such a big name like Britney was at that time. People were just going to see Britney, which is what happened with Crossroads, but she's playing the aspiring singer, so it goes together. That's not what she would have been playing here. This is like a serious role.
I think that's the big issue with not only actors, but bringing in like singers and artists to perform in a role like that. Right. You can't break apart. Like that's like, for example, Daniel Radcliffe. It's very hard for him to do other roles outside of Harry Potter because that's what he's known for. People call him Harry Potter.
But that's what happened with the guy Taylor Lautner too.
Yeah. He
never really did anything big after Twilight. I'm very, very surprised that Robert Pattinson was able to break away from it. It took him forever. It took him forever to break away from Edward.
Yep. I don't know. I think it gets very difficult for people to transition over to different roles or different outlets. Today, I think it's a little easier because we're seeing it happen with TikTok today, where people go on TikTok and they become a singer or a movie star and transition back and forth or whatever. But yeah.
Sorry, there's a car driving by with music very, very loud. I had to mute myself.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. But another topic, I guess we can jump into the last one for today. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the wax figure.
Oh my God, this is so funny.
Yeah. SNL, or not SNL, skin issues that he's having with that wax figure. Did you see that?
Yeah. The wax figure looks terrible.
Yeah. Doesn't look like him at all. Not sure what happened there. I saw the Travis Barker one. That looked great.
Have you ever noticed though that there's like when they hit this wax figures, they do such a good job, but when it's a miss, it's a huge miss. Like I noticed that like they'll do a wax figure that looks identical to the person, and then they'll do one that looks nothing like the person. But I honestly gotta tell you that this has got to be wa- top one of the worst wax figures I've seen. He looks like Mr.
Yeah,
Clean.
I'm not sure what happened with it. Uh, you would think that The Rock would have an elite one,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Who did he piss off that
That's the
make wax
question. Because
figures?
did you see the Travis Barker one?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell
Did
which
you
one was
see
real.
the Bad Bunny ones? They did like two of them, and there was a picture of him, the real Bad Bunny, standing in between them, and you actually couldn't tell them. Like that's how good they
Yeah,
did with his. And this Rock, and apparently he's just working with them. I think they're gonna try to fix it because that's how much backlash he's gotten on social media. But it's just that's not the Rock. If you show me that and put it in front of me and ask me who that is, I will say Mr. Clean, and I'm not trying to be funny.
yeah. No, it's one of those things where if you're gonna get one right, I don't know how you mess it up. I don't know how you mess that up.
Yeah.
No idea.
Who's in charge of that and who approves it and how do you unveil it? How do you look at that and go, yeah, it's good to go, let's unveil it?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew one of those, like, because clearly some people see it before it's approved to be put out.
That's what I'm
There's a
saying.
process.
And shouldn't they run it by the artist, and the artist or the actor, whatever, whoever the wax figure is, should tell you, oh yeah, you're good to put it out or not?
Yeah,
Because like that's kind of embarrassing for The Rock to have to now be dealing with the backlash of it.
yeah. I don't know,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I
agreed.
couldn't see it. I couldn't see The Rock at all.
No, it's Mr. Clean.
Yeah,
They
but
might have it for Mr. Clean, and they just probably decided to just say it's The Rock to just make more money out of it.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Anything you knew you watched this week?
No.
Yeah,
No, did you watch anything?
I have not.
You've been busy.
I've been busy. Yeah.
There hasn't been anything released fun. I think I'm gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy. That comes out this week, but I haven't really seen anything come out that catches my attention.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really watched anything new, and I haven't really been paying attention to anything out right now. Just wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see that Taylor Swift was back at the football game?
I did.
We should probably just try to just at least mention it because it was everywhere.
Yeah,
She gave him a little kiss on the cheek too. Maybe they are really dating, Joey. I think your conspiracy is starting to fall apart.
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? At this point, who knows?
A lot of the people like Joseph and Ricky are like, yeah, we just watch wrestling. There's so much
Yeah,
wrestling right now that it's just very hard to like make time for anything else.
yeah. I don't know. Anything else to add to that, Isa?
No, I think that's about it. That's all the crazy news that I said. If people want a good laugh today, I would say look up that Rock wax figure because you're gonna be like, what were they thinking? And if you try hard enough, you will find that Britney Spears the Notebook audition. If you're curious to see if it was really good or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the. First off, I got to see the Britney audition.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but I don't know.
And Joseph is bringing up in the chat, I'm having a really hard time getting into this season of Big Brother. It just hasn't felt the part. I'm having a hard time connecting with the people in the house.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time connecting with the time of the year. They started the season super late. Usually Big Brother is done and over with by this time. It's supposed to be
yeah,
a summer show. But I will tell you, it's gonna be ranked very low for my seasons of Big Brother if I was to rank them on favorites. At
yeah,
this point, I'm just watching like the evictions to see who goes home, and every once in a while I'll try to catch one of the regular shows, but it has not piqued my interest, which is weird for me because I'm a big Brother person. Now, this season of Survivor, for those who care, has been excellent, and we're only like 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's been a really fun season, even though we had 2 people quit.
I don't know. I can never really I don't know. I never really get into the reality shows. I can't. I've tried. Believe me,
I love
I've tried.
reality TV. It's like wrestling. It's a reality, but it's scripted, you know?
Yeah.
But I like competition reality TV more because you really can't script a lot of that. You can edit it however you want, but at the end, the person that wins, won. But I feel like compared to other reality shows, like Real Housewives or this or that, that to me feels very scripted, which I
Yeah.
think is funny when people say, "Oh, you watch wrestling," but they'll watch that kind of things and think that it's not scripted.
Yeah.
It's funny. But yeah, no, that's about it for me today.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No, no.
Mm,
Things
yeah.
got weird today, but it's
Yeah.
because it's Halloween. We're
It's
on we're
Halloween.
around that time of the year. Next week we're gonna have a spooky edition of TLR.
Spooky
I'm
edition.
excited for that.
I'm excited for it. Maybe we'll see some costumes.
It was a custom. Maybe all the news will be spooky related.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. But again, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. And 51 episodes TLR. We'll see you for
Oh my
52.
God! Next year the spooky one will be 52. Crazy.
52. Crazy. We'll see you guys next week.